Welcome back to our channel and welcome back to our kitchen. This is Bree and we are going to make today some homemade lotion. So this recipe has been one of the tried and true recipes we've used for years in our home, and it's super simple and it really helps you ditch the store-bought stuff that can have extra ingredients that you might not want. And in our house we have a lot of sensitive skin, and so this recipe has just served us really well. I don't have to go buy the really expensive, fragrance-free whatever, and sometimes that's hard to find. So what I have found is this recipe is amazing for us, and I thought I'd share it with you guys. So first, it has only 3 ingredients. At least there's some options of a couple more if you want to make it fragrant, but I don't. I keep it unscented. So the first thing what we have is shea butter. So I buy this online. I'll put all the links for where I get all this stuff in the description so that you guys can get it yourself if you want to. So shea butter, and it comes in a block like this, which can be a little bit difficult to work with, and I'll show you what we end up doing with that. Next we have coconut oil. This is from, I think, Sam's. Yeah, Sam's. This is just organic, cold pressed, unrefined coconut oil. So we use this for so many things. We cook with it, but I also like to make a lot of products with it that we use for ourselves. And then arrowroot powder. So you add this at the very end and it helps it not be as greasy. Now I've made it without the arrowroot powder and it is a little bit greasy, but not too bad. It absorbs pretty quick and it doesn't seem to be a problem for us. But this time we're going to use arrowroot powder and see how that works. So you're also going to need some kind of container to put it in. Now I have used the smaller containers that you can put in, like a little 2-ounce containers, which is easy to take with you places, or you can put them in larger containers depending on how much you make. This is just a jelly jam jar with a reusable lid that I'm using, so super easy. You can really just use anything. You are going to need a bowl of some sort. That is either glass or stainless steel, to put on top of your pot with a little bit of water, unless you have a double boiler, and then you can just use that to melt down your ingredients. So, and then of course you're going to need measuring utensils to get your ingredients and some spoons. So let's get started. First you're going to need a 1/4 cup of the coconut oil, and coconut oil is tough, is really hard when your house is cold. It is winter here, so our house is cold, so it's just really not the easiest to work with, but that's okay. That's why we're going to do it in the double boiler to help all the ingredients mix together. So once you get a 1/4 cup pressed into your measuring cup, I just get it back out into my bowl. And then next, we're going to need 3/4 cup of shea butter. So shea butter comes in a block, and it's not the easiest thing to work with, but I just kind of like shave it off, kind of carve it off, and try to get the amount you need. So I have a 1/4 cup measuring here, and I'm going to do 3 of these to get the 3/4. So I push it down a little bit so I can make sure that all the little gaps are filled on the inside, and then we're just going for it here. I'm using my hands, and I'm gonna dig all that out, and then we'll do that 3 times to get 3/4 cup. Okay, so I've got my 3/4 cup of shea butter in here. It is messy because I went all in with the hands. Make sure you don't rinse this down the drain because it could clog up your drain. Ask me how I know. And so same goes for all your utensils that you use. Make sure that you wipe them really well with a paper towel before you go to wash them. You don't want to clog up your drains. All right, now we're going to take our bowl of coconut oil and shea butter, and we're going to take it over to the stove and do a double boiler effect. So this is how I do it because I don't have a double boiler. I just heat a little bit of water in my pot and put a larger bowl on top and turn on, it's on low, so we're turning it up a little bit, turn on my burner, and it will heat up the water down here, which will then heat up the bowl and melt my ingredients. So this might take a little while. We'll just see. the oils have melted completely and incorporated together. So we are ready to add our optional ingredients and the arrowroot powder. So the optional ingredients are vitamin E and essential oils. I always leave the vitamin E out just because I never have it on hand. And this is one of these recipes that I make often, and so I just use what I have when I have it. And I don't usually have vitamin E oil, so it works fine without it. The essential oils, we just don't do that because we like to do the fragrance free, and so that is why we do that. But I'll leave the recipe in the description here so you can follow it if you would like to. Okay, so at this point we'll add the arrowroot powder, 1 tablespoon of arrowroot powder to the mixture, and stir. Then we are going to take it over to my mixer, and we're going to use the electric mixer and mix this until it starts to thicken. We are going to blend for around 3 minutes. Yep, I was supposed to put it in the freezer for 20 minutes. Okay, I just remembered that I forgot to put it in the freezer for 20 minutes. The recipe calls to put it in the freezer for about 20 minutes or the fridge. So I'm gonna go do that now because I forgot. Okay, it's been about 20 minutes and you can see the consistency here has thickened up. It's starting getting hard on the sides. So we're gonna start blending at this point. All right, we just finished doing about 3 minutes of blending it, and we have this nice fluffy, creamy lotion. It looks almost like Cool Whip. It's really fun, but don't eat it. So at this point, you're done if you're not adding the optional ingredients, and you just put it inside of a container that is airtight, and it is ready to use. It makes quite a bit for just this single batch, but a lot of times I'll make 2 or 3. I'll like double or triple the recipe, and so I can get a lot of jars at one time. And it's supposed to stay good for up to 1 year if it's stored out of direct sunlight. So that's pretty cool. You got a long time to use it. And then that is it. You got ourselves our own homemade lotion. It's that easy. Pretty cool. Thanks for joining today, guys, and feel free to check out some of our other videos that we have, and we'll catch you on the next video.